Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I have exciting new release from Lightwish I wanted to share. They're calling this a 36 grit empty watercolor palette box for travel. And let's take a look at this. So this all comes packaged really pretty like a gift for you. It comes with some different accessories. And then it has a brass water cup, has a clip, and then it has the wooden watercolor palette. It's made out of walnut. It's so pretty. So you have some nice sturdy hinges on the back. In the front, you have a slot for your thumb. Open that. On the back, there's a screw hole so that you're able to attach that to a tripod. Let's go ahead and open it up. It's magnetic to keep it closed, so it's not too hard to open. So we have a plastic mixing area here that you could use. There's 36 wells. Now I can fill this with whichever paint I want. Also has this, it's a thick piece of acrylic, and it's finished on all four sides. It's rounded and finished on all four sides. And then it has some holes in it because you attach it right there. And then you can mount it with the screws that are come here. So these little brass knobs go here. And that is if you want to use it with the clip to paint. Okay, I just had to push it and then the threads line up. Use that as a painting surface. And I'm going to put that on there. The clip is... This is very thick, so you really need a wide mouth clip if you want to use any kind of paper with that. These other two sections, let's see, they're just attached with magnets. So you just, and then it gives you another mixing area right here. You do need to use a little Allen wrench if you want it to be upright. It lets you adjust it wherever you like it, and then you can tighten it. So it has the 36 empty wells, and then you have this space here for the brass cup. So here it has a place where you can put all of your brushes and let's see. So if you're outside, you can put your brushes in here. Let's see if I have. I would be using my travel brush. Oh shoot, so that's what's missing from this one is they used to have the channel where your brush went. And I do actually prefer that. But because if I'm going outside, I use a travel brush. My favorite brushes don't fit. So I will have to just set them here. Instead of the brush holes, I hope they offer individual channels. I would love to be able to have channels that would allow your brush to rest laying down. Personally, that would be more helpful because most things I'm going to want to lay flat. So, but maybe they can make an add-on for that. This is made so you can take it to plein air paint, which I will try. Personally, I would just put this in my bag. So because of that hole, it does wobble just the tiniest bit on my desk. So these holes are so they can accommodate the brass knobs. So I probably will leave the brass knobs attached. Then it closes with the brass knobs on there so you don't have to worry about losing them. But the only issue is they don't, with this acrylic piece on, it doesn't close anymore. So you do have to remove this acrylic piece. I don't use loose paper when I'm plein air painting. Personally, I use either a block or I use a sketchbook. And so I won't need that acrylic piece, but they do offer it for you. I think that's most useful if you're doing studio painting. It feels very nice. It feels very fancy. Now these two, you have to take separately. They don't fold in there, so you have to take these separate. So what I learned to do is just leave these in my bag. I'm going to put some pictures in of how you are supposed to use this. This is made for you to use for plein air painting. I'm excited about filling all of these wells. I set up all of my colors using some Daniel Smith watercolors. I picked a fall and winter color palette, and I pretty much have taken my 24 colors I use most of the year And then I just added one row of kind of fun, pretty colors for fall and winter. I thought that would be the best way to do it, because then every time it's a new season, I'm not starting all over. I'll just switch out these bottom 12. I also did this on purpose because these are the 12. They honestly need a little help. They need to soak. I take a little dropper and I put a drop of water in them and let them start soaking. This color also, I don't remember which color I picked, but that color needs some extra time with water too. Since this is wood, I'm not just going to want to mist them, but I generally don't mist my paints. I'm bad about that. I'm also trying this set of watercolor brushes. This is an 8-piece brush set from Lightwish, and it's meant for watercolor, acrylic, gouache, inks, and painting Chinese calligraphy. Because I've also found they're really good, that they make really good texture for animal fur, and so that's what I'm going to do with them today a bit. But these are made from sable hair. They look like after they've been used for a while. I don't know what I did with the footage, but they came really pretty. They did. These are like a lacquered wood material. And then these two are, they say Lightwish on them as well, but they are just like paint, coated with paint, I think. My Holbein gouache has some really pretty colors. And you can totally use any palettes you want to. These are just pretty for Christmas because they're handmade. But you can like put these brushes down and use the width of it, but then you can also get really fine detail. So I think if you are into calligraphy, these are going to be really pretty. But just a little sneak peek, I'll be sharing more about these later. Look at how big this is. This is it's so cool, but it's so pretty. Let's see, this is a really pretty color. Look at this one. I did not get enough water. So I'm using gouache, of course, but I'm going to thin it out like watercolors because I actually found these brushes really interesting. They hold a lot of water. You do need to follow the directions. I had no trouble using this number 5 brush because I completely followed the directions to the T 100%. This one, I thought I could get away with just doing it halfway, and I kept having loose brushes. So make sure you follow the directions, because once you follow the directions, they're quite lovely. They hold a lot of water and they have a very fine tip, and I think it will be really fun, especially if you do calligraphy or want to try different things. I'm going to maybe put a little bit of the footage of me painting using this palette. Because I received this in fall, I drew fall things, and now it's time for Christmas. I went ahead and started painting this hedgehog, but quite honestly, there's a way you're supposed to use things, and then there's the way I'm going to use it, and they're two different ways, because I don't like painting upright yet. I don't know if I need to learn to paint that way, but that's not how I feel comfortable painting. I like painting kind of on my lap. So I will be painting using it like this, and I pretty much use this like a lap desk. And you know, you have to have something. I wish I could just paint with a sketchbook. That's not very comfortable with me either. I really want like a board underneath. So that's why this is useful for me, because it makes it basically like a little lap desk. And then I have my palette built in. I just use it around my house. I use it in my studio, but also I take it to the living room and everything. So this will be really nice for me. And I'm not finished yet, but I'm using all these pretty glittery colors, and I found it really helpful to have this band. So if you have a sketchbook that has this band, it's really nice. I'll show my finished artwork from this Daniel Smith palette, but painting on camera with this I found kind of awkward. Can't really reach, and then if I can reach, it's not the camera, it's my hand is covering it. If I'm just on my desk, it's not in the way at all. It's just trying to figure out how to show the camera, you know, how to film it, that I found awkward. And so I'm sorry, but I didn't finish anything. I'll show my finished artwork find it useful, and I have quite a few of these to use now, and I will switch them up, and that's going to be really fun. I will finish this off camera. Lightwish is having all kinds of cool products, and most of them are on sale right now for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And if not, I'll have coupon codes in the description box. So if you were wanting, if you had any of these items on your wish list, it's a great time to try them out. But yeah, I would just take take any of my either blocks or pad of paper and put it like this. And I could use the clip. You could use the clip if you want to. I probably wouldn't use the clip because it's pretty functional like this. And then this would be my little painting lap desk. I'll be painting in my living room or lanai most of the time with this. So, of course, if I'm in my living room, I'm not even using this. I'll be using this. This is from Meeden, and this is a great add-on if you think you're going to paint outside or out away from your studio. I can't recommend this enough because it is leak proof. There's water in there, but it's, look, it's leak proof. And then you can take it wherever you want to. So being perfectly honest, that's how I would use it. I also found it really helpful. I'll probably put in some of the footage. I went ahead and started painting this hedgehog, and I'm not finished yet, but I'm using all these pretty glittery colors, and I found it really helpful to have this band. So if you have a sketchbook that has this band, it's really nice. And then that will be my painting today, but I just wanted to tell you honestly how I found it most useful. Thank you to Lightwish for sending me these fun supplies. It was really fun to try all these goodies. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.